Hi everyone, Roxy and Wiley with the Wiley Group of Keller Williams Metropolitan, and today I have Joe Brandli with Pillar to Post. Hi Joe, thanks for visiting with us today.
Hey Roxanne, good to be here.
The reason I asked Joe to join us today, he is a home inspector and also an architect. Joe, actually, why don't you share with everyone about yourself?
Yeah, so I got into the business about 10 years ago when we went through the housing crisis, 2008 and 9, and my architecture business had basically fallen apart because most of it was residential, or I should say over half of it. And I actually started designing houses when I was 17 years old, working in a lumber company in my hometown. Went to school and got my architecture degree and worked for different firms for a while in the area, and then eventually started my own in 2000. And then it was 2008 and 9 when everything kind of fell apart and I had to reinvent myself. And so I ended up buying the Pillar to Post franchise.
Fantastic. And we've been using you about that entire time.
Yeah, I think I met Bob at one of my first, if not the first, GBBR event. I think we were both there as new GBBR members. Yeah.
It's 10 years for him too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you've been a great allied resource of ours, and we really appreciate you. So why don't you share with the audience how you were doing inspections pre the pandemic and how you're doing them now?
Okay. Yeah, thanks. And I appreciate you guys too, Roxanne. You and Bob, you're just great people, and I've always enjoyed working with you. So before COVID, the coronavirus pandemic, one of the things that I've always done in my franchise is I've set my core values. One of them is that I always like to start an inspection asking the client, if they had any questions or concerns about the house, because, they'd been in it. And I turn to the realtor and ask the same thing, just so that they know that I'm listening to them and make sure that I get their concerns taken care of. So that's one thing. Of course, that was being done in person because we would have the buyer there as well as family members and dogs and who knows what. So sometimes it was a lot to manage, but we would go through the inspection. Some would come along with me. I always give them the opportunity at the beginning. I say, I tell them what I'm going to do. I'm going to go system by system, room by room, test every outlet, every window, every plumbing fixture, the heating and air conditioning, take the electrical panel off, do everything that is required by the ASHI standards. And so I invite them to follow me along if they like. And some do, some don't. And then at the end, I usually give a recap. And then I would deliver the report within 24 hours electronically. So that's kind of how it was pre-coronavirus. And of course, now things have all changed because with the mandates, set forth by the governor and the restrictions we have with social distancing, I've had to kind of decide how I'm going to do it and come up with my own process and really take the leadership in that. And I think that's important because even in a standard inspection before the pandemic, buyers are often not knowing, how they should act or what they should do if they've never been at a home inspection. I would always get that question, when I would pose a question, well, do you have any questions or concerns? Half of the clients would say, well, we don't know what to ask. That's why you're here. So I always thought that's kind of funny. And I would just give them rest assured that they don't need to know what to ask, that, they're in competent hands, and I'll do my process. And if they had any questions, they can interrupt me or ask me later. So what we're doing now is I had set up a policy where, and this is probably going to change in the very near future as things get better and some of the restrictions in our state and in social distancing guidelines are changed and lifted. So what I have asked to do lately is that no buyer attend the inspection, but I still want to hear their concerns. So I will initiate a call at the beginning of the inspection to ask what their questions or concerns are and let them know I'm starting. And then, I go through the inspection And then at the end, I've tried FaceTiming with the buyer and the agent to do the recap. Some of that has been successful. Sometimes it's not. It just depends on, sometimes we have connection issues and stuff like that, and it just doesn't work. So, but in any event, they still would get a report within 24 hours. It's electronically delivered, has colored pictures, has all the comments in it. And one of the cool things that we're doing now is I'm also able to offer a free virtual reality tour of the house, because it's kind of interesting. Pillar to Post started a pilot program about 1.5 years ago. When I was on the Franchise Advisory Council a couple years ago, actually, I heard about it. And then this past January, I was invited to be one of 50 people out of our over 600 franchisees in the second pilot project. And so what we're doing is doing a virtual reality tour of the house that is delivered to the client at the same time the report is. Right. So when they get the electronic report, there's another button that they can click on. It says 360 on it. And they can do take a tour through the house, much like a Matterport tour where you see, each room you can look around 360 degrees. And with the Plus package, they get that. With the Premium and Prestige, they also would get hotspots, which links the comments of the report and the pictures associated with them to that hotspot. So you click on the room, on that spot, you see the comments and the pictures, and then it also, for the Premium and Prestige, would deliver measured floor plans, which are extremely accurate. So it's pretty cool. I'm very excited about it because it's something that's going to be a standard part of our deliverable. But of course, it's very valuable and timely at this point.
Absolutely. And I know one of the things that we're going to start offering for our sellers is the opportunity to do a pre-inspection, which we did offer in around 2008, 2009, because of the amount of inventory. Just to share with people, look, the inspection's already been done. And I love this new feature of yours, because it's just going to provide that much more value to everybody. So we were excited that Pillar to Post was already doing this, and the changes that are exciting because it's really helpful for the client, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm excited because this technology, we're working with a company called DocuSketch. So we are the only home inspection company that they are working with, and it's high quality software. It ties right into our inspection software, and it's really designed, as you said, to bring value to the customer, because I do believe that expectations, as like everything, continue to grow as things are more possible. And so I think the buyer of the future is going to expect stuff like this. And I'm proud to be a part of a company that's kind of on the forefront of our industry.
Awesome. And for anyone that's watching, they may not be a buyer or a seller right now, and maybe they just want to know what's going on about their home. Could they call you and you do a home inspection on their home? Oh,
sure, definitely. Yeah, actually, that brings up something that is kind of cool. I'll just let you know how forward-thinking Pillar to Post is. They're actually looking at developing, and this, I heard this in January at our annual meeting, and of course, everything's now delayed, but they're looking at coming up with other inspection types that we're going to be offering, such as a stay in your home inspection for elderly people that would be looking at how to make their home more user-friendly as they age in place. They're also looking at doing baby proofing inspections for new parents that are interested in safety features. And just like, it was like 3 or 4 different ones. I can't even remember what they were, but this is like looking into the future. So
that is so cool. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any last minute things you want to share before we sign off?
I guess not. I'm just happy to it's a privilege to be on this interview with you, because I just love you guys, and it's been great working with you, and I'm looking forward to maybe another 10 years.
Absolutely. We love you too. And for anyone that's watching, to get in touch with Joe, just comment wherever you're seeing this, or you can email the Wiley Group Real Estate at gmail.com. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, Roxanne.
Thanks, Joe.